I'll be retroactively reviewing earlier seasons, but for now you're getting the Season 7 review first. Deal with it. The season is pure payoff with barely any room to breathe. Fan favourites from different storylines finally meet and interact. Giant explosive set pieces with destruction and scale that could rival big budget movies happen. Reunions and huge plot twists are squished uncomfortably together. Every scene works in isolation, but the season as a whole sacrifices tension and build-up for a mad rush to deliver endgame stories. As for a ridiculous amount of suspension of disbelief, it's not even funny how flawed some of the plot's in-universe logistics are. Characters practically teleport all over Westeros, displaying no sense or respect for, the passage of time. It kind of annoyed me a little bit. From a writing standpoint, I get it. Showing travel is boring unless you show character interaction along the way. But yeah, there's no time for that. But the trade-off they're doing it for is, well, without spoiling it, it's everything we've waited for since the show began in Season 1. It's amazing. Just the production and the battles and cutting it to 7 episodes instead of 10 gives them a bigger budget to play with, but because of its bombastic white-knuckle nature, it feels like a completely different show. Compared to the slower, politically calculated drama it began as, this is pretty much Endgame Part 1. It's really up to the viewer if they can forgive the glaring, gaping plot holes for the sake of cool-as-fuck payoff. And to be honest, they probably will.
Okay, Game of Thrones, final season, just watched it. First thing, let me get this out of the way. On one level, I absolutely hate the Game of Thrones, simply because it's so good that everything else I watch pales into insignificance, and it's a little bit like chasing a dragon, trying to watch a series that's as good as this, and it isn't going to be. I think the whole premise around Game of Thrones is set in the first series. So first series, Robert Baratheon dies, Ned Sharp dies. So what that means is that no character ever is safe, and I think that sets the series on a whole different plateau.
I mean, I would argue that this season has done more to take away the idea of death than anything else, because Jon Snow has nearly died, Jaime's nearly died, they've all nearly died, but none of them actually bit the bullet. So isn't plot armor more prevalent than anything else?
Yeah, possibly, quite possibly, but I still think it's there. I mean, Series 7, Episode 6, I actually thought that either Jaime was going to die or Daenerys was going to die when Jaime's charging towards Daenerys on the back of the charger. But obviously neither of them died, but I actually thought for a minute they were going to die. I thought that Jon Snow was dead when he went into the pool before they pulled him out again, or he got out again. So I think, for me anyway, I'm on the edge of my seat when... Input from Generation X. I'm still on the edge of my seat when I'm watching it, and I don't know if someone's going to die or not. But you can pull holes in the plot. The timeline in the last episode where Daenerys came up and saved them all at the wall. Very tenuous there, the explanations for it. But I'd still give it a gold leaf. Is it you do?
Yeah, gold leaf.
I mean, it's got its faults, but I think the rest of it more than compensates for.
That's fair. I think for me, the difference between a gold leaf and an awesome rating on this one is whether you consider the plot problems to be significant or not, right?
Yeah, but I think you think about it, it's got humour, it's got dialogue, it's got character interaction, it's got suspense, it's got action.
The production's alone,
absolutely amazing. The music's amazing, although you probably don't take a great deal of notice of that on the first watching because there's so much going on. It's got its flaws, but you name me a series that hasn't.
The problem I'm having is that Gold Leaf is like my perfect rating, right? Or as least close to perfect as possible. But when you have such glaring issues, I don't know.
Well, I think it underwrites it, but
it's fair.
You could always go and watch Thomas the Tank Engine, and that wasn't scripted, by the way.
Hey, that's some product placement right there. Yeah. Thomas is right behind you, by the way.
Really? Oh God, yeah.
He's staring at you.
Okay,
that'll do.
Right, smashing.
We can talk spoilers in the comments, but for now, I'm giving this an awesome rating. But Jason, I thought you were gonna give it a go. I will see you later.